Can we talk about Drake just for a hot second? Drake was, in the news a couple months ago for the UMG decision. It was dismissed out of hand by the judge. He's filed an appeal, a very long appeal. I think 50 or 60 pages long. And I actually think he's on to something. He's going to lose.
Is he going to say he's on to something because of the fact that the judge is saying, hey, you can't sue for defamation because it's just a song? Is that why he's appealing it? Is that what he's going to say? I feel like it does get in muddy waters, but there could be some validity to it. I wonder where they take the conversation, though.
Again, but I think he's on to something. I don't think Drake is wrong here. Basically, what Drake said is the court, or his lawyer said that the court dismissed the suit out of hand as non-actionable by virtue of being song lyrics. In other words, the court said...
So they didn't even really make it to court, the theory to be tested to see if it was even rational.
You can't sue somebody for defamation because they're song lyrics. Drake's team is saying that is a dangerous precedent you're setting. To say that something by definition, just as such, cannot be used because it's a song lyric. He's saying that...
Yeah, because like, what if I just defame somebody and just keep putting it in a song? Like everything I do, but I just make it a song. What, do I make it rhyme? Do I put like a nice little beat behind it? Or do I how many ways can you loophole defaming somebody?
Times where that could be the case, and the court has a responsibility to look at the case, because otherwise nobody could ever sue for defamation because of a song lyric.
You just put it in a song, right?
And I think Drake's team is right.
He's right.
I don't think that this particular lawsuit is defamation. I
think the reason this one probably won't stand up is because, I don't know, man, honestly, because if everybody thinks that you're a pedophile and your business is impacted because of that, right? So who chooses to work with you and not work with you? Not just because they don't like you, but because they may view you this way. And then it goes further than just song lyrics, right? It goes through social media. It goes through blogs and all type of tabloids. You got TMZ talking about it. You got everybody using it essentially, and it becomes like a mainstream narrative. At what point is that not defamation of character? With like, if you don't really have the proof that this is true, but everybody just kind of treat me like that in consensus because you made it sound cool or you made it sound true.
That's up for debate by people, but I don't. But I do think that there are situations where somebody could make a song that would be defamation.
Absolutely. And for the people that think, oh, well, we can't, now we're going to use song lyrics to trial people. In some ways, maybe if you're that specific on the case that it's almost like you are self-snitching yourself, then maybe that can be used. But I don't think you should just be like, oh, we'll pull up on it, we'll do this, we'll do that. I mean, it still has to be proven in court, right? That this is what I did. If I said, oh, we slid on them we slid on them last week. Well, who died? Well, who did? Or who died? Like, you know what I mean? Like, who really got slid on? Who got shot at? If these things really didn't happen, you just lying in raps, like, what are we really suing for? You know what I mean? Or if you said you did something to somebody and all the evidence pointed you wasn't even in the area, then not really anything to sue on.
And I think that the court should look at it. So I think Drake he could have some success, at least getting to trial, even if he ultimately loses.
And it's a slippery slope, because if you can't sue somebody for a song lyric, then what separates that from them jumping on the internet and trashing you on the internet or any other type of publication? It's going to set a precedent there.
Well, that precedent is not the same as the song lyric precedent, which is not the same for media people using the internet precedent. That's why all these things are.
But media gets a pass.
What? Why would that not be the same? You could defame somebody through the media and get sued for it?
That's right.
Yeah.
Media gets
a pass to defame you? I don't know if that's true. Didn't Trump just win a lawsuit for defamation or something like that? Or he was trying, I don't think the media gets a pass if they defame you. Now, they have a duty to correct something when they're wrong, or they can kind of be a little slippery or some stuff. I'm sure some works around with that, but I don't think the media just has the ability to just defame a person and just be like, well, we the media, so we can do it. No, that's not true. If that's what I'm getting from what they're saying, you're held to a certain standard.
Media. I think that it's stupid as fuck, and then that whole set of precedent thing is like now everybody gonna want to, you know what I mean, sue about a song. It's just whack. I'm a rap lover, a hip hop lover. That's fucking.
I mean, that gets down to the point of it. If we engage in it, you shouldn't be suing for the song. You know what I mean? We shouldn't be suing each other for the words and stuff like that, and it shouldn't be like that. And also, there shouldn't be anything crazy that you should sue me for. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what you do for real that, like, yeah, we shouldn't be talking greasy like that. I didn't personally like the whole pedophile narrative with Drake. Here's why. I just don't want it to get watered down for when it's real. I just don't want everybody using that when it really doesn't line up to that person being that. Because when we do use, if we use it so much, then it's kind of like, oh, everybody's, you call this person that, you call this, but like you call somebody that just because it's somebody you don't like, and that shouldn't be what that term is reserved for. It should be for people who are actually that, and they need to be, you know, it needs to be handled properly. So yeah, I didn't like that. I didn't like that it became such a narrative. And then if so, then you got to really come with it of like actual hard proof and evidence, because not everybody's calling them that. Everybody's seeing them that way. Everybody's talking about them in that light. And really, there wasn't enough proof to really say, hey, you are this. And that's, I think, a common thing that we all agree is like probably the worst thing you could be on this planet. So
Corny. Even if he has grounds for why he wanted to sue in this situation, the whole response from the legal team just opens up for everybody else to do it too. That shit's whack.
Well, everybody
like, how
can't.
Are we gonna
Everybody
battle?
can't.
But how are we going to have good battles if you can sue at the end?
See, I agree with you like most of the time. I think you should be able to talk shit, be hyperbolic, all that in rap lyrics. You should be able to do all of that, right? Like, I never thought, not, you know, when I was like, you know, talking about Jay-Z and Ether, I didn't believe what he was saying in there. It wasn't defamation
Even
to
the
me.
skeeted in your baby seat part?
Oh, that's super ugly. That's a good example, right?
Said I threw condoms on your
Yeah,
baby.
through condoms, skeeted in your Jeep, through condoms in your baby seat, right?
Excuse me,
I don't know who did what. I don't know who baby seat got skeeted on. I don't think there should be a lawsuit about it, right? Because it's a
is that lawsuit worthy? I mean, was the baby in it? The seat? No, right? So it's just a car. Like at the end of the day, it's disrespectful, mad disrespectful. But is that something we could like sue and win over? I mean, you can sue for anything, right?
battle. But I think there could be circumstances where it does go too far, very narrow, limited circumstances, and I just want to create room for that. I think about, like, for example, like when people do monologues at the end of rap songs. I'm thinking about what Tupac did at the end of Hit 'Em Up, for example, when he's just talking, right? What if you was like, yeah, on January 7th, 1992, you broke in my house and shot my whole family and blah, blah, blah. If people could legitimately believe that what you're saying is true.
So let me.
That's what I'm talking about. Like if you start saying something, because rappers do that all the time where they like talk over the beat or the whole cadence, the way they rap, like people take that as fact. People get upset when you rap about stuff and it's cap. It's not real. Like why is you talking about something that you're not doing or you're not about or you don't know nothing about, right? So it's already an expectation that whatever you say, make it real. It has to be real. It has to align with you in reality, right? We don't separate the art form from the artist in rap, unfortunately, enough. Yeah, I mean, this is very plausible.
I could see a situation.
One that comes to mind talking at the end is 50 talking to Ja, where he says, I know the stylist you was fucking, I paid him $50,000.
Boom.
Right? So
Yeah.
you're saying that could be defamation.
I'm saying I could see a situation.
I mean, maybe I'm not clear on what defamation is, but how does I know the stylist you fucking paid her? You had to process it? Like, I don't know. What you gonna sue about with that? Okay.
Where a person could be persuaded to believe that that's not just music talking.
Rhetoric.
Yeah, exactly. Like, again, I'm not saying that it should be used often.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't like the idea of saying anything that's on a song goes without any limitations. That scares me a little bit.
This case,
I think I'm on the other side of that.
for reasons outside of what Drake is stating, is unprecedented, because I don't think in any other hip hop beef can a rapper claim as much damage as Drake can claim from this one.
That's a great point.
Ja Rule,
That's kind of what I'm saying. Like nobody had to deal with the type of impact and the language and what they're being accused of, like Drake right now.
would be Ja Rule would
closest.
be closest, but
And it still fails in comparison.
objectively, I think it fails.
It fails in comparison.
One,
Ja Rule's second.
Two, if you don't think it pales in comparison, that can be attributed to many other things. It could be attributed to the court case that they were fighting,
Exactly.
the feds running up in there, Def Jam pulling support. You can't just say all of these
Specifically
losses
tied to that.
are specifically tied to what
Got
50
you.
Cent is doing. Drake probably can.
Drake shit, I think, is more quantifiable.
A lot
than
of
everybody else's.
his business and public perception and the view of things and
But at the same time, the lawsuit is not suing Kendrick. So how does that work? You're gonna say they pushed the narrative, they broadcast the narrative? Here's the thing: you could sue the label. If you win, then you can definitely sue Kendrick. I think if he were to sue Kendrick, it would be bad. It would be bad for I don't know, but Kendrick did do that shit. So like honestly, on a personal level, it's like, yeah, bro, you tripping. You went too far. Especially if, that shit isn't true and he don't got any of that. Yeah, you nuts for that one. That's very bad. Don't do no shit like that. That's crazy. Don't put People get killed over accusations like that. Don't do that. So if he were to sue I think UMG, right? If he were to sue the label but not sue Kendrick, then I feel like that's a little bit more respectable because now you saying, hey, you good, because you could definitely win that case if you win the label. Hey, it's cool. We rap, you won, blah, blah, blah. That's rap. And then it would just make me feel like it's a label thing. He just trying to get out the label, or he trying to make some money off the label, or now he's just playing a money move, which, hey, I ain't gonna be mad at you if that's the case. But if he were to sue Kendrick, yeah, I'd be like, damn, that's kind of, don't sue Kendrick. What are you doing?
His price.
But if he did sue Kendrick because of that, only because, not because he lost, but because of the accusations of what he was accused of being, that I would sue some shit for. I ain't gonna lie, rap or not. That you can call me a pussy, you can call me a bitch, you can say I got beat up, you can say I got my girl taken, you can say all these other, anything you want to put on my name, you could do that in battle rap. If they believe it, they believe it. But that, calling me that, nah, bro.
There's a lot probably changed after that.
I agree.
Battle.
There's another piece to this that just hit me as you just made that point. Rap battles today are very different than rap battles during like the Bridge Wars or something, where you just made music.
You ain't have brand deals. You ain't have shit that was riding.
But I'm not even.
on.
Yes, that's true. But I'm talking about in terms of how people communicate. 50's been in battles where he didn't put a song on wax. What if I defame you on a podcast and on an Instagram? I make up all these lies which do fit the standard for defamation. And
That's what I'm saying. It's outside of, it's still rap, but it's outside of rap. So it's like, how does that work?
I make a song about it. Now, and the song gets heard by 50 million people. You get what I'm saying? So, for example, hypothetically, this did not happen, to be clear. If Kendrick had done a press release and given a press conference and tweeted that Drake was a pedophile and then made Not Like Us still would have been a huge song. That would have impacted him severely. And because the rap battles don't stay just on the musical realm, they often go into blogs, tweets, TikTok. I think it gets messier and more confusing in today.
I'm not saying that Drake doesn't have a point in what he's doing.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying that. I was never saying that.
I feel like, I don't know from Joe Budden, I'm not saying that, the Joe Budden Network podcast. I do feel like that was a narrative going around that people were just taking like, oh, this is stupid. Don't ever sue. This is the lamest thing you could do. This is this. It's like, bro, you're not having to walk around with being a pedophile in your jacket. Like, you don't have to walk around with that stain if you didn't do it. Like, that's crazy.
I'm saying a few things. One, when you enter a battle that is kind of a, well, I'm talking about how it's perceived, it's kind of an enter at your own risk type of thing. Like, before that battle started, I came on the air, I said, potentially one of these people will never be looked at the same after this.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's because one of them will either not be, because they're both going for number one. So one of them is going to solidify one of them as number one and solidify the other as possibly number two, or wherever you want to put them in your numbers. That's why. And they'd be like, man, you really not that dog, or that he always gonna be that dog. Like, yeah, that's why. Not, I don't know if he knew these type of claims would be made.
Yes.
Yeah, it sounded like a lot, but
You said it.
I mean, I had a healthy amount of respect for the brothers involved. So, and sure enough, one person was never looked at the same, but you taunted him and you provoked him and you asked him to come out, this brother that we normally know to be so quiet. So some of that is...
That's not really true, bro. They've been going back and forth for a long time. And I would say, if anything, well, Drake is really good at subliminal, so I'm not even going to say that. But I was going to say, Kendrick has been pretty open about dissing Drake as well. So it's not been like one bear has been getting poked and now he got to say something. And also, yeah, I can engage into a battle not to think I'm about to be accused of something. Like, I'm about to be accused of something crazy that I had never did before. And now that's how the world perceives me. Nah, I didn't sign up for that.
enter at your own risk for me. Two, everybody can't sue. Everybody ain't going to sue. Back to Mona's point. Suing is like a privilege type of thing. And when you lose and continue to use the judicial system to try to hammer home a point, it does come off a way.
Yes.
Like, my only point is for how he comes off, not in what he's doing. I can't even say I wouldn't do the same thing if I had all the money in the world and all the time in the world.
You wouldn't, but I get what you're saying.
I don't think he can.
Well, I wouldn't, because I'm going to rely on my rap shit. If
That's what I'm
I
saying.
enter the battle and we on some rap shit and you got the upper hand and I'm on some rap shit and I'll just...
It's not about who has the upper hand and who's better. Who's better. Joe, that works for you. But at the same time, if you start being accused of shit that you just did not do, and now that's how the whole world looks at you, and now your ratings are going down, your sponsors are going down, like everything is getting fucked up, all because of a specific claim that has nothing to do with the battle rap or nothing that you've ever done. Like you would look at that and be like, wait, I did not sign up for that. I signed up for a rap battle between me and you, skills. I didn't sign up for that.
Take my loss. I'll take my ball and go home.
See, I think he's fighting a different fight. Me personally, I think he just fighting. I think this shit is past rap. I really, honestly think he just won out his Universal deal. That's what I really think. And I think that he is just using this as a catalyst to get that accomplished. I think that because again, he ain't suing Kendrick. He's suing Universal, and I just think he don't want nothing to do with them niggas. I think that his level of success and money and access has shown him something that most people don't even get to see. Like you saying, you suing is a privileged game. If you got enough money and your family got enough money to sue a motherfucker, you could make some change. When the cops whip somebody ass in Newark, they don't have no money to sue. You whip some black person ass in Livingston or Short Hills, they parents gonna sue you. It's gonna get all the media attention in the world, and now you can make some change.
My only thing about what you're saying is, and again, I'm on optics. If he won against UMG, I would put all my poker chips to the table that he would sue Kendrick next.
And I don't like that, but the only reason, I mean, it did kind of start with you. It was foul play. Like, it's foul play. It might, yeah, I can see that happening. Unfortunately, I can see it happening, and I wouldn't even be mad because it's the same standard. Like, I'm cool with you hitting the lick out the label to get some money. I don't want you tainting battle rap as a whole, but at the same time, there's a moral part of me that feels like if what Kendrick's saying is not true and he just blowing smoke with this and just trying to create a narrative, you kind of ruining battle rap. Only because here's the thing. I know crazy stuff gets said in battle rap all the time. A lot of crazy shit. And it just come with it. But if we could just eat that and take it as a loss, at the end of a lot of the battle raps, if you ever watch, battle rap leagues and stuff like that, they might even dap it up. They might even be like, oh, blah, 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 right? Knowing I'm just trying to make this shit sound good. I am trying to expose a little bit of this and this, but you know what I mean? I'm doing it unless they like just generally hate each other. But that's not what this is. There's no dapping up at the end of this. There's no like, oh, good round. All right, we just got paid off of that. Or, I mean, they did, but you know what I'm saying? Like in that way. So because that's not there, it kind of, what are we doing here? Like, this is just the narrative. Like, that's just the narrative and we out? Like, nah, that's crazy.
Also would be worried about
and then I would judge that. I don't think he would, but I would judge that. And I think.
But why would you judge it?
Because
for all of those things.
Because nigga, it's like suing somebody that you told come outside and get a fair one, and now you sue them for assault.
Nah, blah. No, this is come out here, let's fight, and this motherfucker came out and stabbed you or shot you, and I don't mean that in the terms of like how well they out-rapped you. I mean by the shit that they said and the claims they made that now you got to deal with that are false. Now, Drake did do the same thing, right? He was saying, oh, you beat your woman, this kid, right? So Kendrick might have a claim there and stuff like that. But at the same time, there's still like plausible deniability. Is that really true? This happened. The wife would come out like, no, that shit all fake. And this, right? You got a whole lot of that. But you don't really have those same things on the Drake side to be like, hey, this didn't happen. Like, I guess he just made it cool to call somebody a pedophile. It's just weird. That's weird. I don't know. If he is a pedophile, yeah, get him out of here. But if he's not, that's crazy.
That's some sucker shit.
But what if you ask them for fair when they pull out a gun and shoot you? Because that's Drake's argument is that you went beyond the rules of the battle.
That's not his argument.
No. One of the dismissals before had highlighted what he said in Taylor Made, where he said, "Talk about him like in Young Girls." I got it on. It got to be true. Like you said this, you put that out there for him to say.
Also, he defamed.
No. He was responding. I think he was responding by saying like, I knew that was the angle that you was gonna come with. You put out there to be true. Like I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that one.
Kendrick by accusing him of domestic violence.
Right.
And a bunch of other shit too. But that's different. I would be more worried about this case. Back to your precedent thing, lyrics in court situation. Because if now there's facts in raps. That might be across the board. Now everything is a fact in rap or suable or actionable offense. I don't like that.
I hate that.
But at the same time, yeah, like didn't just rap the truth or stop rapping dumb shit. Stop rapping about who you killed last week and it be actually who you killed last week. What the fuck are we talking about?
And if that's the fucking
That's
case.
where my brain went at first.
Yeah.
Like, yo, dog, the people could pick and
At the end of the day, you still have to, if I say, yo, I was moving weight in the 80s, then it made me, and then they like, oh, well, we got you. You talking about you was moving this and this. I mean, you still have to fucking prove it. First of all, I snitched on myself if y'all do end up proving it and getting me for that. But at the same time, you still have to prove that I did it. Because if I never did it, then what are you going to take me to jail for? Just because I said I did it?
Choose when they want to allow lyrics to be admissible, right? And the damage, because when these little niggas is running around talking about shooting people, the white people or the court want to now allow those lyrics to be evidence in court.
I gotta say though,
But if you didn't shoot him, then how it shouldn't stand up. I could be wrong about some stuff. Okay, correct me in the comments. But kind of sound like if I rap about shooting somebody and I never shot somebody, and y'all take me to jail for shooting somebody, the criminal justice system failed me, and we know it to be a failure. But that's why I probably shouldn't rap about shooting somebody. But okay.
But one is
The
criminal
older I
civil
get-
though.
The dumber they are. but now when Drake
I feel a lot
has
less sympathetic to the rapper that says, and then I killed him on July 7th
Not
at
disagreeing.
noon on 52nd Street, and then it turns out that's where the body was. I mean,
Thank you.
I don't think it should be used.
I'm with you there, but then what if you?
But why? But why? Like, why are we harboring criminals, murderers? Like, I can say if it was self-defense or some crazy shit, but why are we just? Come on, what? This dumb shit. Like, we gotta prove, and especially from Mark, bro. Like, there are slippery slopes to this. I will acknowledge that, but you admitting to a crime that you did is not a slippery slope, and I would hope that the professor on the panel is okay with that.
also get Drake talking gangsta shit in his raps, and they're like, well, maybe that's real too.
That was my very next point,
True, just prove it.
which is the other reason why I don't love none of the Drake lawsuit shit, is because he get on them records and start spilling. Like when he not playing the legal game, he get on them records and say, "We're sliding you, yo. Didn't they just shoot your house up? Shut the fuck up, bitch ass nigga, yo. I'll buy tickets to your show, get you killed, yo. It's mob ties over here." Like and that's the thing.
Maybe I'm just not seeing it. That's okay. Maybe I'm just not seeing it. I don't know why. To me, it's real simple. Yo, prove it in court. If you can't prove it in court, what are we fucking doing?
It gets into the whole historical thing of the Oreo kid that can bounce back and forth. Yeah. Like, and I think that's the part that hurts him the most in this, is that's what Not Like Us was about.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree
Just
100%.
So it's
making a
like
nigga point.
your behavior as it continues, even as we done forgot about it, you finally listen to people, you went and laid low. Like you chilling. Niggas just want Iceman. Niggas just want
That's
Iceman.
it.
And you should probably change the name of that with all the shit going on, but that's what niggas want. Anything else is a deterrent from that. But he got the money and the time, so please, by all means, have at it.
That's what I'm trying to separate, just in my last point, to separate my hip hop feelings from my other feelings. As a hip hop head,
I feel like as a hip hop head, you could appreciate the artistry of hip hop, right? Hip hop is not just gang shit, like gang rap. It isn't just like hard shit like that, right? It's so much. The spectrum of rap is so wide, and I hate that sometimes it seems to get minimalized to that type of rap, or it's just more popular, mainstream. A lot of people want to hear that. It catches on. It's cool, it's trendy, it's fun, but at the same time, you could look at rappers and be like, "Oh, that's what they rap about," but they're not about that. And some rappers you can even see like they're not really that. They're not living their raps. But much like a movie, right? The reason you don't take Keanu Reeves and put him in court and say, "Hey, did you kill all these people?" as the alias of John Wick, because it was fake. The people are not dead. The people are real. They're still alive. You know what I mean? Like, it's all fake. So if that were to be the case for rap and artistry, why don't we treat it the same way? But we don't treat it the same way. And that's the problem, right? We don't treat it the same way because a lot of times y'all really do be snitching on yourselves. And that's why y'all say, "Hey, don't use my rap against me." Then don't fucking say it. All right? Don't say it.
And just as somebody who cares about art, I don't ever want art to be criminalized or used, or I don't ever want to restrict the possibilities of what an artist could do. I just thought there's just a small part of me that could see shit getting crazier and crazier in the 21st century with how we mix fact and we do it with news, we do everything. It's hard to know what's real and what's not. Mm-hmm. And I can see somebody's life, not Drake, but somebody's life really be destroyed for some shit, and then using music as a cover for it, or art as a cover for it. And it just scares me. I'm not saying that this is the solution, but I'm very scared of that. That's all.
I can dig it, but it's a very, very slippery slope.
It's super slippery. You're right.
Does anyone here think that he'll win the appeal?
No.
Yes, I think he might.
I feel like he got a good chance. If they listen to him and it's kind of described like that, I feel like it's a good chance. And because we already know it's a lot of courts that already want to use rap as evidence. They want to use that, and they don't understand why they can't. Just because it's rap, just because it's a culturally black thing. They can't touch it. Like they don't understand why. They want to use it so bad. They've been trying to do it for years. This isn't a new thing. They've been trying to do this for years. I don't know. I mean, it's a good chance it could work and he could win. That's the whole point of defamation. Just because you put a catchy beat behind it, don't make it not defamation. Don't make it not.
I think you're gonna get to a point where they just gonna part ways, and I think that's his overall objective.
But to be clear, winning the appeal means it not being dismissed. I think they made, because they dismissed it without even.
Yeah, he ain't go to
it.
trial.
I think he'll win that battle because of the argument they're making,
then lose,
and then lose in the
trial.
next step. Yeah, that's my suspicion.
I'm not mad at that.
Yeah.
No Joe Biden.
It could lose. I mean, let me know what you think in the comments. Maybe I'm way off on this. I'm okay with that. I don't think I am. But if you enjoyed the video, consider like, subscribing, commenting, all that stuff. See you on the next one.